to a stage like this, last day, and all these different hopes and dreams of riders and teams, what they've been told on the bus to go out and do, the way they're trying to work, and they all clash together, and has to sort itself out into an order, doesn't it? It's fascinating.
That's what keeps me fascinated about it. I've been there giving the orders out, but at the end of the day, you never know what other teams are going to do. I didn't think that
of riders and teams, what they've been told on the bus to go out and do, the way they're trying to work, and they all clash together, and has to sort itself out into an order, doesn't it? It's fascinating.
That's what keeps me fascinated about it. I've been there giving the orders out, but at the end of the day, you never know what other teams are going to do. I didn't think that Lido Trek would ride like this. I just think it's touching on. It could be a little bit too difficult for Mads Pedersen, but like you say, there are other reasons to look at it, and you have to look at everything. Where a rider.
He's enjoying it,
right laugh, aren't they?
Yeah.
Archie Ryan and Stormette.
Former teammates, as we mentioned earlier on.
Yeah.
And Archie Ryan, part of a really exciting generation of young Irish cyclists, isn't he? Because we've seen Ben Healy already winning a Grand Tour stage. Darren Rafferty's looked so good in that team as well, hasn't he? And now, Archie Ryan.
Even that time trial yesterday, some time trials can be very kind of formulaic, but it was really interesting time trial yesterday with riders kind of stepping up. I have to say that Van Severant, and we did kind of mention it, I think possibly the time trial of his life yesterday, and still up there in the general classification.
Just inside the final 50 Ks of the final stage of this Tour of Luxembourg. Some advice for Lorenzo Milesi, a little bit of feeding as well from the Movistar team car. Milesi also a stage winner in the Tour de l'Avenir a couple of years ago before he turned pro. He pro for one season at DSM before going to Movistar. Of course, a world champion in the time trial last year on the 23 level. In the Giro and Vuelta so far in his career. The sort of rider, Brian, I still think we're waiting to see what kind of rider he's going to develop into.
Definitely. I think can all three of them, as you say, just in the kind of early part of their career, what they've done at under 23 has been really good. Let's see how they develop. I can remember watching the Yates twins at under 23 and what they were doing at kind of Tour de l'Avenir and how they kind of progressed. But yeah, Milesi, we know that both Ryan and Stormette can climb a little bit, potential kind of GC contenders. Milesi, obviously a very good time trialist. And like you say, where does he kind of fit in? What would be his strengths? Maybe not the out and out climber, maybe more of a kind of classics type rider.
Before we get to the business end of this stage, just a reminder, if you're not aware, that the World Championships are underway. They were underway yesterday with the para-cycling hand cycle World Championship race. That was the mixed time trial. There's a very big likelihood, if you do know they're underway, that you're watching us on a second screen or either delayed. For those of you not there, I can tell you that the Women's Elite Time Trial is on as we speak. So if you want to second screen that, or if you want to dedicate your full attention to it later on, you can do that. Or turn over, watch that live. Make sure you come back to us for the replay as well. And later on today, there's the men's time trial as well. So loads of cycling to watch live, on demand, at your leisure. A reminder that on our Eurosport Cycling YouTube channel, you will see highlights of all of the top races as well in short form. Here in Luxembourg, a lot of these riders on the screen right now building up to the men's road race next week. That takes place a week today. even running away from the possibility of that spectacle. Maybe they're trying to charge into next week straight away. They can't wait.
The noise and the colours frightening the livestock there.
1.5 kilometres on the road between Breakaway and Peloton, and it's a great job that's being done by both Bellnar and Xavier right now.
Yeah, Xavier has made the difference. Julian Bernard was just kind of holding it. Just about kind of 240, 245. Xavier's come up to the front and chopped just over a minute off the gap now. So, as you say, Johannes Stormity of Visma Laser Bike, he was at 159, so was the virtual leader, now not. But yeah, when you think that there's going to be, I think, if you're trying to win a GC, there's going to be a few good riders wanting to go in the attack here. And if that is the case, I still think it's going to be very difficult for Lido Trek to control this for Mats Pedersen, but they're giving it a good go.
Fred Wright there, bringing up his teammate, Damiano Caruso there as well. They're all centred in and around Antonio Tiberi. In the meantime, it's a very happy birthday to Bob Jongels. And what better way to spend your 32nd birthday than racing your home national tour?
Full on, all the way to the finish. I still think he's very capable of doing that and winning. Like you see, Mats Pedersen still kind of high in there as well, but you have to kind of question UE Team Emirates. They haven't played a good game today. I thought they would really kind of take it. They're sitting down the back of this group. Maybe they don't have the legs, but they're now relying on UE Team Emirates. EF Education Easy Post who are doing the riding.
Yeah, and all because of Harry Sweeney's tremendous ride this week. And for the first time, the gap's come down by a second, that next group. It was 21, it's now sneaked just to 19, at 2 seconds. It's Tiberi.
Like you say, he's played poker, he's remained calm. The bottom of the climb, I think he just goes flat out. I think he could save the day, which is possibly a crying shame for Tiberi, because I think he's done everything right. He hasn't been as marked closely by the others, and still is in a position to win this race overall.
Father Paul has to imagine here that this descent is the descent from the top of the Quaremont all the way into the bottom of the Paterberg. It's the same aggressive effort, this time just a little bit longer, albeit without the cobbles. It's that sort of aggressive acceleration he needs, isn't it?
Yep, and I think that's the kind of last-ditch attack that he's got. 25 seconds, it's kind of moving out again, but if it doesn't go over 30 seconds, I still think it's still touch and go. Because I don't think in this company that Tiberi may be taking any bonuses. But you got to remember there's a difference. There's a difference about 10 seconds between them as it stretches out a little bit more, Rob.
Of course, with Simmons up the front of controlling, and they're keeping Pearson up there. Van der Poel's a little bit further back, just outside the top 10 there on that line. In the meantime, it says 40 seconds this. And Antonio Tiberi's at the front. We'll take a rain check on that time, and we'll follow these riders, because Tiberi is riding to try and steal the general classification right at the end of this race. And boy, do Bahrain need a result like this. Not been a couple of good months in terms of results for the team, and this would be something that would really ignite the last period of the season for them. The virtual leader on your screen now is Antonio Tiberi with 1.6Ks to go. The rest are having a free wide, and here we go. It's now Mathieu van der Poel on the left-hand side, on the wheels, moving and following. You see Sweeney's being led up there for the moment. It's Chavez who's doing the racing and riding. Van der Poel not exactly out the saddle yet, as we know he can do. That big acceleration you talked about hasn't come just yet, but likewise there's no reaction either from UAE Emirates. This is a long climb, but a long climb that's being ridden well by a strong climber. In fact, there's two of them there, Tiberi and Gaudu.
I think EF Education Easy Post setting a strong tempo here, and maybe Mathieu van der Poel is holding back a little bit.
And now Gaudu attacks. He's looking for something. What does Tiberi have? As long as he follows, he goes. Van der Poel was holding off, and now he's made the move. There's that trademark acceleration. He's out the saddle. He's dancing away, and at the minute only one man can follow, and that's Mark Hirschi. At the moment, though, David Gaudu is away. He has a gap, and he's looking to try and take a stage.
Well, I think for Matthew van der Poel, he'd be hoping that, Tiberi doesn't know what he's waiting for. Big launch all the way to the finish. Mats Pedersen doing a good ride today. He's got Quinn Simmons in front, but I don't think he's capable of winning this stage today. It looks as if there's going to be a fight from the breakaway in front. But Matthew van der Poel, as we know, can do this and is going to go all out to the finish. And it's going to be touch and go whether Tiberi wins this or Matthew van der Poel holds on to it.
The situation going into the final kilometres, that there are 11 seconds in the general classification between Mathieu van der Poel and Antonio Tiberi, but Tiberi's been dropped from the front as well. It's David Gaudu who's riding away into the final few hundred metres with the stage win right in front of him. He was superb at the Vuelta a España. He's looking for win number 11 in his career. He hasn't won since April. But it's been just over 4 hours of full gas racing. Groupama have attacked this week, who've gone for it. And David Gaudu is going for his own result. And keep your eyes on the time gaps as well, because Gaudu could be moving up very, very handsomely in the GC himself. Remember, 10, 6 and 4 bonus seconds are available on the finish line. Tiberi's going to struggle to take them at the minute. He's fighting for it. Stage win goes to Gaudu. Bonus seconds to Simmons and Giga. And now start counting. Because Mathieu van der Poel has 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 seconds to get over the line. I'm not sure he's going to do it. Mathieu van der Poel is going to lose the general classification with the final few pedal strokes here. Pearson comes to the line. Gaudu wins the stage. And with an opportunistic attack, it's Antonio Tiberi who takes the general classification and wins the Tour of Luxembourg. Wow. How many things happen there? And they all happen in one short, sharp, intense